Ruth's story starts in a real mess, doesn't it? No food and no family. How do you think Naomi felt at the start? Sad, yeah. The video told us that she felt broken and bitter and alone. There was nobody to help her. And did you catch this bit? She had no reason to hope. But Ruth wouldn't leave her. She said, I will go wherever you go. Your home is my home. Now, can we have my slides back up? I've got a question I'm going to ask you this morning. And I need you to learn something, which is the answer to this question with it. Now, this is Makaton. And this is the Makaton for beautiful. Beautiful. Can you do that? Beautiful. Adults as well? Beautiful. It's like a chef's kiss. Beautiful. And so every time I ask you the question, I want you to do that sign. So that's how you answer. Here's the question. Can this mess be made beautiful? Adults as well. Can this mess be made beautiful? Very good. Now, I was watching a show on Netflix about a chef called Massimo Bottura. He is very famous. He has 3 Michelin stars. And in this show, he says this: pasta is flexible. It bends, it transforms, it goes to all ends to keep us in its company. I have no idea what that means. But when you're a great chef, you can say anything you like. Anyway, he is famous for making a cheesecake. Do you like cheesecake? Yeah. I have some cheesecake here. Be very careful with it. It is very... Can you see it? Do you want to see it? Oh, gosh! Oh no! It's ruined! It's an absolute disaster. Can this mess be made beautiful? Can this mess be made beautiful? And this here, somebody's bowl. It's in bits. You can't drink out of it now. You can't eat out of it anymore. It's the sort of thing that you just put into the bin. Can this mess be made beautiful? And it's the same with us, isn't it? Things break for us too. Things that happen that just weren't part of the plan. Things go wrong. Sometimes we do things that we just wish we hadn't, and we're left wondering, can anyone fix it? Can this mess be made beautiful? And what we see in Ruth's story is that God works in messy situations, and he makes them beautiful. And it doesn't always happen quickly. For Ruth and Naomi, it took years. There was a long time that Naomi thought that her story was completely finished. But God was there the whole time. Do you remember the very last line of the video? He won't leave us alone. That's what happened to Ruth, and that is what God is like. And that is your job this morning. So you're going to take something that is broken and you're going to make it beautiful. So kids, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to stand up, and you're going to follow Angie and Christopher. You're going to head to the back, and your craft activity is in the back corner. So if you head that way, and you're going to make something beautiful out of something that is broken. While the children are doing their crafts, I have got 5 minutes and 3 things that I want to say about Ruth to you this morning. Last week, we looked at Leah, a story of real sorrow, where the circumstances never improved in her lifetime. Ruth's story is different. First point, where it starts is not where it ends. It starts in famine and loss, and it climbs. It goes from famine to food. Boaz gives Ruth far more grain than she needs. It starts as a widow, and she becomes a wife, which was an enormous deal at the time. It begins with the end of a bloodline, and the story ends with a baby who secures the future of the whole of Israel. Even the words that the narrator uses for Ruth improves as it goes on. So in chapter 2, verse 10, she's a foreigner. a demeaning word. In chapter 2, verse 13, she is a servant. In 3, verse 9, she is a maidservant, which I know doesn't sound much better to us. But in the Hebrew, it carries possibility. And then in 4, verse 13, she's called a wife, the most honored title available. And you just have to trust me that in the original text, each of those is on the ascent. It's supposed to be understood as a step up. The writer is trying to convey very deliberately that this is a story of ascent, that things get better in this story. It is therefore a story full of hope and possibility. Point 2, God never wastes anything. So in addition to all the things outside of Ruth's control, the things that happen to Ruth are scandalous and devious, full of hidden agendas and mixed motives. If we had lived those lives and made those choices, we would want to repent of them. We would want to forget them, to block them out. But those choices become the ingredients of the story's redemption. It is the meat and the bones. All of it gets used. Now, some of us are here having had our lives shaken by something entirely outside of our control. Some of us are carrying something that we did to ourselves and the shame that comes with it. Either way, the question is the same. Will it always be like this? Can I get a fresh start? Can this mess be made beautiful? You don't have to anymore. Now let me be clear. This is not God orchestrating our suffering so something good can come out of it. Naomi says in the actual reading that the Almighty has made her life bitter, and nobody in the book corrects her. But what I would say is that God did not send the famine, but he did not waste it either. He can take every choice that you have made, every choice that's made against you, and work it for good. Point 3, band, you want to come up? You are more loved than you could ever know. One of the key words in this text is hesed. It's the Hebrew word for God's loving kindness. It's overwhelming devotion. It's faithfulness that just doesn't seem to let go. It is the word found in the Old Testament to speak of God's love for his people. However, Ruth shows hesed when she walks to Bethlehem with Naomi, which was genuinely dangerous for her. Boaz shows hesed when he marries her regardless of what anyone thought. And underneath all of it is God's hesed, holding the whole story together. Boaz is the guardian redeemer, and he is the forerunner of Jesus, who is ours. It is God's love that sends Jesus into everything that life throws at us: the struggle, the temptation, the manipulation, the grief, the death, and he gets right into the mud with us. But he doesn't stay there. He says, I will do whatever it takes to get you out because I love you. And I want good things for you. You have my hesed. I love you more than you could ever know. And so the question that we've been asking the children this morning is, can this mess be made beautiful? And so for you, your life, your circumstances, your family, can this mess be made beautiful? And that is the question that I'd like you to reflect on as we worship and as we prepare to come for communion now. Can I invite you to stand? We're going to worship and then we will share communion with one another. Over to you.